Do you remember some of these old stories they used to tell? Like
Oh yes, I mind. We were very young, you know. And correct, we wasn't outside. It got dark.
No.
And go to the door. Everybody was like that. We were all afraid, didn't they? There was a lot of that talk going on.
Oh dear, them old fellas. You mind the big Sunday that you put on the shows at the corners there for about a week or so?
Big Scotchman.
The great big Scotch, big Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, he told me, you know, it's part of what used to go on in olden times. He said in Scotland there was the Lowlanders and the Highlanders. And he said the Highlanders, there was always about 3 to 1 of the Lowlanders. And they used to go down at night and steal their sheep, steal their cattle, take them up in the heights. And it was always stood. You had them putting your skinned all the time. Well then, if they caught one of them doing something, they'd go down and take him. And he says, I've sat on the rock and saw where they had the ring in the rock, and they take them up there and tie them there and build a fire on and burn them. Now he said that didn't happen in my time, but my father and mother, in their time it did.
Burn the people?
Yes.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
But he said that was going on in different countries in that.
And they chopped, the way they killed them, they chopped the head off.
Yeah. Well, they done that down here at, what do you call it down there? MacNabb Township?
Oh, yeah, when old MacNabb was living.
Yes, you mind if they caught him going home at night and put him across the stump, cut his head off?
Is that the way he was killed?
Sure.
Well, I heard a lot about him, but I never heard about how he died. Or
not all, not him, but one of the West Burl.
Oh. There was a
I
kind of
forget his
abandon.
name. Eh?
There was more than him in that.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it was terrible. But my brother Johnny, you know, he minded. And then here's the old black people talking about it down there.
Yeah.
What he done, he was an awful rowdy too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You see, they sent him over here as land agent. And when the other ones had come over, he'd give them their land, you know, and he had the money. Well, then he'd give them so much money to start to farm on it. Get a cow or a horse or something, or flour or something. And he'd take a mortgage on the land.
Yeah.
Well, just as soon as he do, he'd close down and take the land from me. He owned the whole damn settlement there. You know.
And they had to pay him so much.
Yeah.
For every stick of timber when they were cutting, and that's where the pine timber started.
Yes, even after they got their deed for the land, still when they cut the timber on, they had to pay old MacNabb so much money for each stick.
So they went at him, 2 lads one day in the bush with an axe.
Well, they cut his head off over the
That's
stump.
what they done. I never heard what they done though, but they chased him. I know that's true.
Yeah.
And they must have killed him right at that time. Yeah. But still, for all, he was honoured.
Yes.
Just to this day.
When they built the power down there, they tore down some of them old buildings and they found some of his old writing there.
Is that so?
He was a great teacher, he was a great scholar.
Oh, he was a preacher and everything. He used to do everything, teach school.
Yes.
Did you ever see his mansion? No. I seen that.
Did you?
Before it was tore down.
That MacNabb that teach school at Madawaska was related to him.
Yes, all that's MacNabb.
Yeah.
And there's some of them yet in Ottawa.
Yeah.
He's married to
Terry MacLelland.
Some of them working in the civil service.
She's a Mr. Bill Hunter died on one.
Yes.
I wonder if
That's the lad.
is Mrs. MacNabb dead too?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Mr. MacNabb did. Mrs. Bill Hunter died here about a month ago.
They're all gone, eh?